Hi there. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you. This is going to be a mid month check in for the sign of Leo. So, if you have Leo anywhere in your chart, if you vibe with Leos, maybe you are a cross watcher, whatever the case may be, this reading might resonate for you. As always, take what resonates and leave what does not. Okay? Let's get into this. Cards are falling today. Cards keep falling off my desk today. For those of you that would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. Okay, now the cards don't want to come out. Thank you. One more. Leo, we are not doing a structured spread today. We are just kind of taking 6 cards, clarifying them by 2s, and seeing where the energy leads us. Just doing a check-in in your month. What's blocking you? What's showing up? How's the energy around you? Things of that sort. So let's get into it. Bottom of the deck is your challenge. It represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. You've got the Ace of Wands, you've got the Nine of Swords, and you've also got the Three of Pentacles. So, Leo, it feels like your challenge here is how do I say this? Fear of judgment, fear of being judged. It feels like whatever's causing you some anxiety here in the mid-month is because you're trying to go after something that you want. Ace of Wands is like passion. So it feels like you're going after, and all of a sudden I got fidgety too as I'm talking about this. So definitely anxiety here for you. You're going after something that you want, something that you're passionate about, but with that Nine of Swords, that's the anxiety. And then the Three of Pentacles is like teamwork and collaboration, can be coworkers. It feels like, though, more so for some of you, you're like, well, what if I get judged for it? So let's see what's going on, Leo. Let's dive into this. You start with the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So a lot of Pentacles right off the bat. We're probably talking about work right away. Ace of Pentacles is like a gift of the pentacle from the universe. Aces are gifts. That's why it comes out of the air. And then Queen of Pentacles is like, she's one of the mom cards in the deck, but you could be a mother. You don't have to be. But she does talk about like nurture, grassroots, building from the ground up. You know, I always say when I look at the Queen of Pentacles, as far as career goes, notice how she's got her whole like garden behind her. You know, she's essentially the caretaker, you know? So it feels like right off the bat, you're trying to nourish something is what I want to say here. There's some sort of like growth, or like my guides are literally showing me, oh, thank you. I almost said spirit, but I was like, wait, no. Sprout is what they're giving me. There's something is sprouting here. It feels like you were trying to get something to sprout here. But why would we be afraid of what people think about this? Knight of Cups, Seven of Wands. Okay, and the Two of Pentacles. It feels like for some of you here, you've got to stop basing your decisions off how well you think things are going to be received by people, or like what their opinions are going to be. It feels like with this Knight of Cups and the Seven of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, some of you are struggling to give to this project out of that fear. You know, it's like you're struggling to show up and persevere and pour your cup into what it is that you want here, because you're afraid of like, well, what if people don't like it? And what if people don't support me? And what if people don't enjoy it? You know, there's a lot here about like fear of being judged and fear of being like rejected here. I always say when we have a rejection wound, we're telling on ourselves, right? Because what we've said is I've already rejected myself. It feels like with that Two of Pentacles here, some of you guys are going back and forth about maybe going public with something, like speaking about something publicly, being like, oh, this is my new journey, or this is where I'm going, this is my new career path. Because it feels like with that Seven of Wands, because you're so emotionally invested in it, it's like you don't want anyone to say anything against you. But Leo, what you have to understand here is that, how do I say this? Not everyone's going to like you. I was a barista. I was not the barista for everyone. I was a hairdresser. I was not the hairdresser for everyone. I'm a tarot reader. I'm not the tarot reader for everyone. Okay. You need to start digesting and accepting the fact that whether or not people like what you're doing doesn't mean it's going to stop you. Okay. I am sure there are people that watch my videos back when I was on TikTok as well that hate my style of reading, but there are so many people that don't. Why would I stop reading just because of a few people that don't vibe with my style? Okay, it feels like some of you guys need to accept maybe you're a nail tech, maybe you're a lash tech, whatever this is for you. Some people, you're just not for everyone, and that's okay. But you need to push your idea forward. You can't not push the idea forward because you're afraid of the few people that may not like the idea. Okay. I don't know why my guides are giving this to me. I was about to say, I always think of it's, which is not true. I don't always think of this, but my guides are showing me like a horse and buggy. So if you think about a horse and buggy and then moving on to cars, I'm sure a lot of people were like, oh, cars are never going to stick. Like, this is not going to be something good, you know, but it's like one of those moments where you have to go against the naysayers. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. This is definitely about your career, Leo. It's definitely about where you're going in work or in your career, how you're making your money. Yeah, because the sun, babe, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that it makes you happy. You know, with the sun and the Knight of Pentacles here, some of you guys need to really start embracing the idea of if it makes me happy, someone doesn't get to tell me it doesn't. Okay, there was a brief moment of time in my career where I did nails. I was a nail tech for like 6 months. A lot of people were like, ew, why would you want to do nails? Like, even girls that I had worked with in the salon were like, I would hate to be a nail tech. Okay. Good thing you're not doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there has to be some sort of, you guys need to have some sort of attitude here of like, okay, well, I'm really glad that I'm living my life and not yours. You know, I feel like I tell my clients this all the time, and you've probably heard this in my other videos. Outside of like becoming Jack the Ripper 2, you really don't have a right to tell people what they can and can't do. You know, as far as like what they enjoy. If someone goes out into the forest and enjoys like laying in a pile of moss, okay, great. Not my cup of tea, but clearly they love it. Okay, it's the same thing with everyone here. Think of people that work on oil rigs, people that fish in the middle of the sea. Like, these are extreme jobs that I hear and I'm like, okay, could it fucking be me? But other people enjoy them. You know, you guys need to accept with the Page of Wands here at the bottom of the deck that not everyone's gonna like enjoy the same food as you, enjoy the same snack as you, enjoy your career path, but that shouldn't stop you from doing it. Do you guys remember, my guides want me to give this very specific example, years and years and years ago. I want to say maybe the 2015 to like 2020, there was like an abundance of teachers. Like, everyone was going into teaching, but there was no job opportunities for teaching. Or at least I was in New York at the time. That's what it was in New York. A lot of people were like, "Oh, why would you go into teaching? Look at the job market. Why would you do that to yourself? Or why would you do this?" I had a lot of friends that were going for teaching, and all they got every day from people was like, "Ew, like, why would you do that?" That never stopped them. Okay, you have to remember that with the Lovers here, it's your choice. The Lovers is the choice card. It's your decision, babe. You get to choose. You know, similarly to how you could choose to, let's say you're a tattoo artist, not do certain tattoos. You don't have to. You get to choose that. Okay? You need to start walking this path. You need to just start living your truth here. And as difficult as it is, I know this is a very hard reality check for you, Leo. For some of you, you will not be received well by everyone. And I promise you, I can promise you this, it is not because of you. Okay? Sometimes we meet people, we see people, and we just don't vibe. Our energies don't mingle well at all. Okay? That just is a matter of fact. I've seen readers on the internet that I've been like, ooh, I don't vibe with this style at all. I'll take myself out of here. I don't leave a mean comment. I don't talk about it. I don't think twice about it. I just go my separate way. Obviously, there are going to be people that make that mean comment. Oh, this is so bad. Blah, 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 whatever, however they want to be. Brush it off. Water off a, what is that expression? Water off a duck's back? Excuse me. Why am I like choking all of a sudden? Okay. Some of you, the throat chakra is really, when people say things to you, it throws you. Okay. You need to, your sense of self has to be so strong, so concreted that if people do say things to you, they don't even shake you. You can't even tremble from it. Okay. Because you've got the Queen of Swords with the Three of Cups. Something else I'm going to say to you, and I don't give this advice often, so mark it in your calendar. You may need to be a little abrasive with some people. Okay. And so what I mean by this is like, there's a difference between defending ourselves and being a bully. Okay. Queen of Swords walks that line. Sometimes in her unhealed energy, Queen of Swords is the bully. You know, sometimes we're raised by the bully. Sometimes we know the bully, you know, but sometimes in her healed era, the Queen of Swords can be a clapback. You know, it can be that moment of someone being like, oh, why would you wear that? That's so ugly. And you're just immediately like, okay, great. Nobody asked. People don't mess with someone like that. They're like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. You need to be, Leo, as fiery as you are, it feels like you get a little docile when you're confronted with like people that maybe don't vibe with you or just don't like throw sideways comments at you. Be a little abrasive here, babe. You know, walk that line a little bit more. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, you know, and obviously do it in a healed way. I'm not telling you if someone's like, oh, hey, Leo, like, I don't love that hair color on you. I'm not telling you to go tell this person to jump off a building. Do you know what I mean? Like there's an appropriate response to things and there's a not appropriate response. You know, someone being like, oh, like, I don't really think that hair color suits you. And you being like, oh my God, why don't you go jump off the Golden Gate Bridge is not a very appropriate response here. But outside of the realm of that, you need to speak up for yourself. You know, you need to tell people, hey, you can't speak to me like that. Hey, like, I didn't ask for opinion, so why are you giving it? Be forceful. The way my guides want me to summarize this is be forceful without being cruel. Okay? Some of you, I'm hearing that you don't really understand the difference because you were raised by cruel people. The difference is slowing down. If you know, how do I say this? Slow down and think about what you want to say here. You know, if someone is nasty to you, if someone is mean to you, and your first instinct is to put the knife in and twist it, that's probably the cruel instinct. If that's how you were raised, you need to slow down. You need to think about it. Be like, okay, do I want to say that right now? That's pretty mean of me. Let me say this instead. Okay? Your thoughts don't control you, Leo. You control them. Okay? You've got the High Priestess, the Seven of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles here. I feel like also some of you know that whatever this endeavor is for work is going to lead to, the way I'm hearing it is like long-standing success. You know, I feel like with that Seven of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, I don't know who needs to hear this today, babe, but like, you will find the people that support you. Like I said, not everyone's going to be a fan. It's just life. Do you know, if I think about how many tarot readers are on the internet and then think about how many people may like, I don't know, Elizabeth Reed's more than they like me, I'll go insane. I'll go crazy. Okay? I can't worry about that. Okay? All I need to focus on is being authentically me, doing my job as authentically as possible, and the people that are meant to find me will find me. Okay? Same thing goes for you, Leo. Same thing. Regardless of what you're doing. Even if you're probably not a tarot reader, but that's okay. Maybe you are. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Excuse me. But You need to understand here, Queen of Swords, bottom of the deck. Some people are not nice. They're just mean. With the Death card here, it's not your responsibility to change so that you don't get those mean comments. Okay? People are mean oftentimes because they're unhealed within themselves. It's not your responsibility to make yourself more palatable for someone that has not done their own healing. Okay? I don't have to chew myself up so that I'm more digestible for someone else. One more, thank you. Yeah, Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups. I will also encourage you, Leo, I know this is a bit abrasive, or not abrasive, but like rough advice to give. I will encourage you to love yourself enough to walk away from people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Sometimes people, whether family, friends, jobs, who knows, who cares, are committed to misunderstanding you. They will not try to understand you. They will not try to be kinder. They will put zero effort into it. I am encouraging you very strongly, and so are your guides, to love yourself enough to walk away. To love yourself enough to leave people like that behind. Okay, I tell my clients this all the time. I tell my collectives this all the time. I'm going to say it to you. Your new life will cost you your old. I'm going to say that again. Your new life will cost you your old. The old life that you are living here, the old version of you, has to die so that the new version of you can be born. Obviously, not literally. Please, disclaimer. Okay? Your ego, not you, your ego has to die so that the new you can be born. And some people, I'm telling you, babe, Seven of Pentacles, some people are not coming into the future with you. And that, you have to accept that. Ace of Swords, bottom of the deck with the Worlds. I almost feel like my guides just want me to pose a question to you with the Three of Swords. This is a really good question for this kind of bottom of the deck. What's it worth to you? The new world that you want, career, whatever this is for you, what's it worth? What are you willing to let go of? Okay? Because your last two cards here are the Two of Pentacles and the King of Swords. You're going to be busy, babe. Whatever this is, wherever your new career takes you, your new life takes you, it's booked and busy. Two of Pentacles is a very underrated busy bitch energy, and the King of Swords is like needing to plan. You know, King of Swords is lawyerly. You know, planning, strategy, it's decisive action. That's King of Swords energy here. And with that Two of Pentacles, it feels like whenever you make this decision, whether or not this is in this month, in the last of July, or next month, or whenever, you know, what counts is that the thought is coming up now. You're going to be entertaining it for the mid-month, which is why it's showing up here. But with the Knight of Swords, the Moon, and the Three of Cups here, I feel like some of you are not really anticipating how busy you're going to be. It feels like with that Knight of Swords and the Moon, a lot of you have... This is weird because the Moon is not a responsibility card, but that's what I'm getting. Like, a lot of you are going to have a lot of responsibilities. Oh, the Moon is because you're not seeing it. That's what my guy just clarified for me. They were like, oh, well, the Moon's here because they're not going to see it coming. With that Knight of Swords and the Moon, there are going to be a lot of things that surface for your attention in the future, or like after you make this decision. And with the Three of Cups, you're not going to lack help either. I feel like, Leo, whatever you're doing, you're going to have either people working with you, a business partner, friends, connections. There's going to be, the way I'm hearing it is a concerted effort of the people around you to aid you, to help you, which is really, really great to see. You know, I feel like some of you are not expecting it, not expecting the help, but also not expecting to be so busy. Three of Swords? Why? Why is this following you? The Three of Swords. It's been here like the whole reading. It's heartbreak and devastation. Why are we holding on to heartbreak, Leo? What is this? I will remind you, I think this is what this is. It's a tough one. Even when we're making a decision that's good for us, that's healthy for us, we still have to mourn it sometimes. You know, it's like walking away from people, places, things, even if we know it's the best move, it causes a disruption in our emotional body. You know, it causes an upheaval in our psyche and in our emotions, excuse me. There's like a lot of throat chakra issues here for you today, Leo. Excuse me, I keep coughing. I feel like it's because a lot of you are going to keep this in. You're going to bottle, which kind of checks with what I said yeah, that's like what we talked about in your challenge here is that you're not really going to let people in. You're going to bottle it. You have to move through the heartbreak. You need to move through and traverse the landscape of grief here. Okay? It is not pretty, it is not easy, but with the Six of Swords, you will get to the other side. And I promise you, it is so beyond normal to feel grief, even if you're making a decision that's good for you. I promise you, it happens to everyone. This is not abnormal, okay? Even if you leave an abuser, you feel grief. You feel sad about it, okay? Queen of Pentacles, for some of you, it's a mom. For some of you, it's a maternal figure here. Okay, it doesn't have to be. But as you move through, it's a moment to reparent yourself. Be your own mother. Be your own caregiver, your own caretaker. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of all these emotions as you move through them, so that you can get to the future that you want here, the future that you're thinking about, and the future that you covet, okay? Whew, Leo. We have a busy mid-month. This is a crazy mid-month check-in. But let's get you an oracle card. This is the Angelarium. As always, my favorite oracle deck. I use this literally all the time. Let's see. All right, cool. Can I get advice from the Angelarium for Leo for the mid-month? Mid-month for Leo, please. Do you want that? No, you don't. Okay. Mid-month for Leo, please. For advice. Thank you. Interesting. Another sign got this recently. I can't remember which one, though. Coca BL, Angel of the Stars. Interesting. She is the one on the book, too. Love that. Okay. Number is 31 for anyone into numerology. All right, here we go. Drawing cards from a divination deck certainly speaks to a latent curiosity, but drawing this card specifically may speak to a deeper desire to seek answers from the infinite. When a question hangs over our heads, it does so with the same intensity as starlight and clear sky. Seek your answers, but don't be dazzled by the dance of faraway glimmers. This card always reminds me that we can pull from tarot decks, we can pull from oracle decks, we can use all of these tools, but we need to make sure that we are not becoming glued to the tools. Always keep your eye on the present, live in the present, and we can peek into the future. We can use these tools to help us, but we want to make sure we don't get embroiled in them, okay? Leo, I will leave that there for you. That is your mid-month check-in. If this reading resonated with you, if my style resonates with you, do consider liking and subscribing. We are so close to 100 subscribers, which is so exciting. If you would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch, so you can catch me Wednesday and Friday. So tonight when this reading comes out. So Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. I had to think of that for a second. So, Leo, I leave it there for you. I hope to see you over on Twitch, and if not, that's okay. I will catch you in the next video. Bye!